Good morning. Hello, brothers and sisters, family, participants of PeaceNet in Asia Pacific 1. How are you? How are you? It's sometimes nice to remember to breathe. And when we breathe, to thank God, thank our Heavenly Parent. I love you, Heavenly Parent. I thank you, Heavenly Parent. You know, sometimes when I look at pictures of my children, pictures of my wife from some years ago, sometimes I can go to how do you call nostalgia? Sometimes even sad, because there's a part of you as a parent that wants to keep those moments with the family when your children are young or when everyone's together. And I've heard many grandparents say that, that feeling comes back, or the children come back when you have grandchildren. It's so interesting, isn't it? There's a part of human nature that really wants to hold on, and yet there's another part that has to let go in order for the next stage to happen. In a sense, that's like breathing also. Breathing in. And breathing out. You have to be able to breathe out so that you can breathe in again. When I look at the pictures of my family, the other thing I feel is how much more I wish I could have done. How much more, even the little things, to listen to the children more attentively. From a certain point of view, most of the time, what children have to say can be considered not so important, not extremely important compared to father's responsibilities, the mother's responsibilities. It's so easy to forget how important those moments are for the children. I think when we're young, every moment is important. And our children remind us of that. The topic that they speak of may not be the most important thing in the world at the time. A child might be asking, why is the cup shaped like this? Or why is it white? Or, Daddy, why are you drinking the coffee? They might be asking something that seems not so important in and of itself. And yet, they attach importance to it with their mind and heart. Their curiosity, their attention is focused in that moment. We might look at our children sometimes as, scatterbrained, going all over the place, not focused. But if you think about it, maybe it's us, the parents, who are more scatterbrained, chasing concepts and ideas, or running from one thing, chasing another. That, of course, we think is very important. And of course, many things we do are important. But if I look at my children, most of the time, they're more focused, even if they're moving from one thing to another. Our children are always reminding us of things that we may have forgotten. everything they do. The tears, the laughter. It's an opportunity to go into that moment with them and be present, to be present with them there. It's the same thing that we do in meditation with God. It's like when we close our eyes and pray, and we breathe, and we try to pay attention to our breath, to our body, to our thoughts, just to be there, and then to start to orient our mind to our Heavenly Parent, to our Heavenly Parent's mind and will and heart. But God is also there waiting in our children, waiting to meet us there, and our spouse. Wow. Sometimes don't you just think that maybe there's nobody else in the world that would put up with you, that would put up with me other than my spouse? Spouses are amazing because, truthfully, we know more about each other than anybody else. Don't you think? In fact, I think many times we might know more about one another than we know about ourselves. And yet, despite knowing all of our inadequacies, limitations, deficiencies, they stick with us. We stick with one another. We stand up together and support one another. Many times not enough. But we defend one another. Many times not enough. But yet we're there. And God has given us the key to our entire future through our spouse. Without our spouse, we don't talk about children. We don't have children. We don't have descendants. Yeah. I wish that I had grown up more so that I could have been more mature and available to my wife before I married, but I have to say that since I married, I grew up so much more because I married. Yes. Our spouses really are our Messiah, personal Messiah that God has given us uniquely. Some of you may not be married yet, but we all have parents. How precious are our parents? Our parents are incredibly precious. And even they will always feel, oh, they didn't do enough, or they should have been more, could have been more. And yet, so much we look at our parents like heroes when we grow up. And they are. We are so lucky to have families. People question whether God exists. People climb the mountain to look for God, or yes, you can find God there, or they they climb the Mount Everest to find God, or they pray and study and read. God is all around us and nowhere more than the family. Brothers and sisters, when we think about Mother's words from this last message about being relevant in society, being a living principle, being a godly person in society, and serving as a community, serving the society with what it needs. Well, what's the first society? The first society is my family. So this week, let us ask ourselves the question, what do my parents need, or my spouse need, or my children need? What can I do that will make my family relationships even more harmonious? What can I do? What will I do? We can just close our eyes and pray on that. Let the answer come to you. Think of who's the first person in your family that comes to mind. There may be a reason why that face comes to you first, because God is guiding you to build something there, bridge something there, repair something there. Brothers and sisters, during this 40-day period of PeaceNet, I especially want us all to think about our family, to think about the relationships we have with our spouse, with our children, with our parents, with our loved ones, brothers and sisters, friends. Let us become a people that give God more chances to show up in relationship. Let us become people that allow God more opportunities to hear through me, to see through me, to speak through me. And let it start here each morning with our prayer, with our meditation, with our music, our hundoke, and our fellowship. Thank you, God. I love you. Thank you, Heavenly Parent. I love you. Thank you, my family. I love you. Thank you, my family, for loving me, for being with me, for being patient with me, for supporting me, for forgiving me. I love you more than anything. Brothers and sisters, namaste, sawadee-ka, ni hao ma, is rikrie. I love you. Have a wonderful morning. Have a wonderful week. I'll see you soon. And know that we can make peace happen. It starts right here. All right, God bless you. Have a great day.